Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor. I am Sanjay. We are learning Level 8 Framework tutorial. This is our part 193. Inside this video, we will see the concept of multiple authentication in Laravel 8. So first of all, to see the whole concept of multiple authentication, we need to understand that what is basically multiple authentication means. So in simple terms, multiple authentication means that we are going to log in inside application by multiple user labels. Let's say that we have an application. Inside that application, we have some user label. Like we have an admin, we have a normal user, we have a customer, we have a blogger. So as we can see that we have multiple user labels. So these user labels have their own privileges. Admin have their own access, a blogger have their own access, and a normal user have their own access. So inside this video, we will see the concept that inside Laravel 8 application, how can we make an application into a multiple authentication system. So for the documentation, we have an article over this multiple authentication chapter. So if I back to browser, this is our blogging website. So right now you will find the latest article, that is Laravel 8 multiple authentication, that is role-based login tutorial. If suppose you are not able to see this blog article here, simple go inside this articles, click on Laravel 8, click on this search bar and type Laravel 8 authentication, or simply if I type Laravel 8 multi. So when I press enter, as we can see that we have an article that is Laravel 8 multi authentication. So inside this whole article, we have the complete documentation, that is how can we integrate role-based login inside Laravel 8 step by step, a guide tutorial. So simply we are going to follow this article to integrate each and every functionality that what basically a multiple authentication needs. So first of all, we need to install a Laravel 8 setup. So if I scroll down, here is the composer command that we need to copy. So if I copy that, go here, we are currently inside this Laravel folder. So what I will do, simply I will copy, and let's say that the folder name is something Laravel, let's say multi-auth. So this is the project folder we are going to create. And one more thing before starting this video is that inside this tutorial, what we will do, we will create the dashboard for two user label. Like we have an admin and we have a normal user, but we have the common login form. Inside that login form, if we will put the admin login details, after verifying admin login details, we need to redirect inside admin homepage. Otherwise, if normal user logs in by the help of same login form, then it will redirect to a different dashboard. So we will implement such type of functionality inside this video. Back to terminal, press enter. Now we are on the way to install a Laravel 8 setup, that is 8.5.14, and the project folder name is something Laravel 8 Laravel multi-auth. And as we can see that the project has been installed. Now if I back to folder structure, here is the folder what we have created. So what I will do, I will open this complete folder into Visual Studio Code. This is my favorite editor. You can choose your own editor. So here successfully we have imported our project inside this VS Code. Now next, what we have to do, we have to connect this application with the database. So first of all, we need to create a database. So go here inside this PHP My Admin, click on databases, and let's say that Laravel underscore, we will create multi underscore auth. So if I copy the name, and I think that we have misspelled the spelling. Go to operation. So this is multi underscore auth. So if I copy, click on go. Now we have successfully renamed our database from something else to Laravel underscore multi underscore auth. So if I copy the name of DB, go to application, open up the file called .env, go here, and if I type the name of the database, in my case, the username of phpMyAdmin or database is something admin @123. So now successfully we have connected with the database. Now if we back to the article, successfully we have completed all about the database connectivity. Now in the next, we need to update our migration. Now if I go inside this setup, if we go inside this database migrations, so by default when we install Laravel setup, these three migration files basically we will get as a by default files. So if I open this create underscore users underscore table, now inside this migration means inside this up method, we will add a column inside this users schema. So if I back to blog article, and here's the column. So if I copy, go here and add anywhere inside at any position. So we are adding a column called isAdmin. It is going to contain the value as boolean, means the value is either 1 or 0. 1 indicates that the user entry is a admin, and 0 indicates that the user entry is a normal user. So successfully we have done the migration, means we have updated this users table migration. Back to blog article. Now in the next, we need to run our migration file. So back to terminal. If I type php artisan migrate, so before that we need to go inside our setup. So Laravel underscore multi Laravel multi auth. Now inside this setup, I will run php artisan migrate, which is going to run all pending migrations. So if I press enter, now as we can see that if we back to database, go and reload, all the migrations successfully now migrated inside this database. Back to editor, all we have done with this migration. Now back to blog article. Now next we need to create a seeder file. Why we need to create that? Because this seeder file is going to create some dummy data. We are going to create two users inside our database, inside this users table. Like we want an entry for our admin, and also we want an entry for normal user. So inside this seeder file, inside this run method, we will make an array of user, which is going to contain an entry for admin and one more entry for a normal user. Look at this value of isAdmin. isAdmin equals to 1, which indicates that this is the user with email address is something like this, and password is from 1 to 6 is admin. And one more entry, inside that we have the value isAdmin equals to 0. It means with this email and this password, this user is a normal user. So step by step, first of all, let's create this seeder file. So I will copy that, back to terminal. So simply by the help of this artisan command, we are going to create a seeder file, something called create user seeder. So pressing enter, seeder created successfully. Back to setup, go and reload this project setup, go inside this database, seeders, and here is the file. So right now by default this run method is empty. So what I will do, I will copy the whole code from here and go and paste inside this file. After saving this file, now next we need to seed this seeder file. So go here, let's say php artisan db seed, and next we need to pass the class name. So in our case, the class name is something create users seeder. So simply copy, pasting it here, pressing enter, and as we can see that database seeding completed successfully. So if I go here, go and reload that. Now as we can see that inside this table called users, we have two entries. First is for the admin and second is for the normal user. So far what we did, simply we have installed a Laravel setup, connected with the database. Next we have updated the migrations, migrated inside this database, created a seeder file, and successfully we had done the seeding concept. Back to blog article. Now next we need to update our model. So when we install our Laravel setup, by default we get a model inside this app, models folder, and this is user.php. And as we know that inside this users table we have a column something called is_admin. So we want this column to be entered inside this fillable property. So let's is_admin. All we have updated with this user model. Back to blog article. Now next we need to create Auth scaffolding using Laravel UI package. So to install that, here we need to run the series of commands. So I will copy this first command, that is composer require Laravel/UI. So copy that, go here, and let's say that composer require Laravel/UI. So pressing enter. We need to wait for a while because installation is in process, and now successfully as we can see that the composer package has been installed. Back to article. Now next we need to run this command to generate our scaffolding files. Go here, pressing enter. Bootstrap scaffolding file installed successfully. Now next we need to run these commands like npm install and npm run dev. So if I copy this command, go here, this is the same command what we had written here. So I will copy, go here, and pressing enter. Now we need to wait for a while because it is going to install npm inside this project setup, as well as it is going to bootstrap application using npm run dev. As we can see that the bootstrapping of application now completed. We had run the command called npm install and npm run dev. Those two commands simultaneously now executed. So if I back to blog article, we had run all these commands. Now next we need to create a middleware. Why we are creating? Because this middleware is going to check that if that route what we are going to open is admin accessible. Here we can see a description. We need a middleware which allows the protected routes access only for admin. So if I copy this command, back to terminal, pressing enter. So by the help of this command, we are creating a middleware called isadmin.php, and this file will be stored inside this app http middleware folder, and here is the file. Now inside this file, inside this handle method, we need to write a piece of logic that is going to check that if currently logged in user is an admin or a normal user. So if I back to blog article, so here we have a small snippet of code. So I will copy this whole handle method, go here and replace with this existing handle method. Now inside this handle method, what we are doing, simply we are checking that the logged in user is an admin or not. If it is admin, then it's okay. Otherwise we need to redirect into the home page with a message called you don't have admin access. So this is the middleware which is going to check the logged in user is an admin or a normal user. Back to blog article. Now finally we have done the middleware creation. Now next we need to register that. So to register our created middleware, we need to open kernel.php file. So back to setup. Inside this folder called app, http, inside this folder we have a file called kernel.php, and simply if we go here, keep in mind this is a route middleware. Now inside this middleware array we are going to add or register what we have created is admin middleware. So what I will do, simply I will copy this command, go here, and we need to add inside this route middleware list. So here this is the name of the middleware called is_admin, and this name is pointing towards is_admin class what we have created and stored inside this middleware folder. Back to blog article. Now next we need to create few routes. So go here, open up the file called web.php from this routes folder, and here first of all we need to create a controller, because inside this web.php we are using a home controller. But by default when we install this Laravel setup, we will have a controller that is home controller. By default it is available. So what we have to do next, we need to import here. So let's say use home controller. So first of all let's open this file, save once, go here, let's say that use home controller. Keep in mind we didn't do anything inside this file, only we have opened and saved that. Now here we have imported. Now next we need to create few routes. So here we have auth routes. As we can see we are getting, and keep in mind this is actually we are getting because we have installed Laravel UI package. Go here, I will copy these two routes, back to our editor, get rid of this route, pasting it here. So what this route means, the first route is admin/home, which indicating that this is the route for admin dashboard, and it is pointing towards home controller, and inside this home controller we should have a method called admin home, and the name attribute is something admin.home, and this route is protected by the middleware something called is_admin. When we open this route into the browser, it will go inside this middleware. This middleware is going to check that this opened route has admin login or not. If it is not login, then we will get a message something you don't have admin access. If you back to web.php, so when we type this home, simply it will call this index method of home controller. So next go inside this home controller. So inside this home controller we have an index method only, so we need to create one more method that is admin home. So what I will do, simply if I scroll down, here we can see that add method to controller, we are controlling here the home controller. So I will copy this method that is admin home and simply pasting inside this home controller. This is very basic code. Simply when we go inside this index method, we are calling a view file that is home.blade.php. When we go to this route, it is calling admin home method, and this method has a file means calling a view file something admin-home.blade.php. So by default this is the view file available inside this setup. Where we can find that, go inside resources, views, and here we can see that already we have a file called home.blade.php. So I will create only a single file that is admin-home.bleed.php, which should be the dashboard of admin. So I will copy the whole code of this home file, go here, changing only the message that is here. Let's say you are admin. This is admin dashboard. Now if you go this home.blade.php, which is the dashboard file for the normal user, so let's say you are a normal user. The same piece of code of this view file is available right here inside this article. Now one more thing we need to do is we need to update our login controller file. So where we can find this login controller? Simply go inside this editor, go inside our app, http controllers, auth folder, and inside this auth folder we have a file here, as we can see that login controller.php. Now we need to update, because right now as we can see that inside this login controller file we had defined a login method. Inside this method, what we are doing, simply when we pass our email address and the password inside our login form, after getting the input parameters, we are validating user. After getting admin, we are redirecting to this named route. Otherwise, if equals means if isAdmin equals to 0, it means we are a normal user, and the normal user will have the access of this home.blade.php. So simply inside this login method we are taking input as the login credentials, checking here. After checking if it is valid user, again checking if it is admin or a normal user. If suppose the credentials are not correct, go directly inside this else block and we will say email address and password are wrong, and redirect into the login route. So what I will do, simply I will copy the whole code of this login controller and replace with this existing code. So step by step guys, we have integrated all the code of this article. Now next we need to start our development server. So go here, let's say PHP artisan serve, pressing enter. As we can see that we have started our development server. So let's say 127, and if I type simply, we are on the landing page, and here we can see that we have two links, that is login and register. Why we are getting? Because we have installed the Laravel UI package, as well as we had generated our bootstrap auth scaffolding files. By adding this line, we are getting such type of interface, as well as inside this web.php we are getting auth routes. Also, if we go inside this http folder, we are getting http folder, controllers folder. Inside this auth folder we are getting several controller files, and this is because by running this second command, that is to generate auth scaffolding files. Go here, click on login. As we know that we had created a seeder file in which we had seeded two users, one is admin and the second is the normal user. So we will use the credential. Let's say that for this first kit I will use this normal user. So this is normal user, password is from 1 to 6. When we press login, and as we can see that you are a normal user. Now if I type, let's say admin home, which is the route for admin dashboard, pressing enter, we are again redirected into the home route. Go to user, click on logout. Let's log in with the help of admin credentials. So I will copy, go here, pasting it here, and if I will pass the password from 1 to 6, log in. Now as you can see that you are admin. So this is guys how we can work with multiple authentication in Laravel application. This is a step-by-step guide with the help of video and also by using this blog article. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.